Hi guys, my name is AJ and I'm back with a new tutorial. And in today's tutorial we are going to learn HTML form elements. Form elements basically are the elements wherein we enter the input for on any website. Form itself is not visible, but the elements which are within the form are used for capturing inputs from the users. Say suppose text field, and text field contains plain text as well as passwords, and then there is submit field. So all these fields constitutes of form elements. There are certain other form elements and we'll talk about them in the next tutorial, because I'm trying to keep the tutorials as short as possible so that you guys don't like get messed up with all the information at once. So try and keep learning step by step so that that information sticks with you as you watch the tutorial series. So let's start with the programming part. So guys, as always, I'll be just copying this the last file, and I'll be renaming it with the elements I'm trying to teach you today. So first I'll open this in the browser, and this was the thing we learned last time. This was the part 10 and we tried to integrate the iframe, and we called up the part 8 page. That was the page you created in the learn HTML part 8. So now we are going to edit it, and oops, so here it is. So I'm going to rename it as part 11, and first we are going to uh, so guys, whatever input elements we have to enter, we have to enter within the form tag. Means that's basic rule of HTML. And if you are using simple submit, the submit button to get the information from the users, you will have to use all the elements. That is maybe it is the text field, password field, submit field, checkboxes, radio boxes, drop down, anything. So unless you have it in the form within the form element, you will not be able to get the input from user side. So this form element has certain attribute. First one is method, and the method can be get or post. So we will be using get method, and I'll be showing you the difference. What is the exact difference between get and post, and why and when we should use get, and why and when we should use post. And this one is action. So in action we have to define the page, the name of the page where we need to send this input. So I'll be copying the name of this page only, and we'll be sending the this one information with to this page only. Means we'll be reloading the page as soon as we submit. So, and one more thing, I'm not going to tell you here how to get that data at the back end, because that is something which is known as server side processing, or we can try to show all the details to the users through JavaScript in browser side only. But that that I have covered in my JavaScript tutorials. So you need to watch those videos if you want to view how we can process the data. So we'll start straight away with the text field. So for text fields or any fields in the form element, you need to have this input tag. This is a standalone tag and doesn't have any end tag. So input type, this attribute defines what kind of input this element will be taking. So if we use it as text, it will be using like a plain text. It will be accepting plain text. Then we say name is full name, and then we'll create create a password field. A password field is a field wherein instead of getting the visible text on the screen, you get either dot 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 or asterisk asterisk asterisk. So we'll use pass key. So name is basically so this is the type of the input we want to take, and name is basically this tag identifies the what can you say, it is like the specific identity for this tag throughout the page. So this should not be repeated. If you are using value of as full name for any name attribute, this should not get repeated in the same page. And this is because if you will redefine this one, say if you have two tags with the same name, it will not give any error, but instead whenever you try to capture the data, the browser will take the last defined key, basically last defined name, as the defined name, and anything which has been written here will be overwritten here. I'll be showing you this as an example. So, and before that we should use input type submit. So guys, this is basically value input type submit is basically the button submit details. So value is basically whatever is shown in the browser, and I haven't mentioned name as name equal to submit button. So value is basically whatever you want to get rendered into the browser. So whatever you want browser to display, you have to mention it in the value attribute. And now we'll be refreshing this page. So you have input text input type field password, and these are submit details. So we are going to send this information to this page only, and before this I'll introduce some break tags so that we don't have to take any tension. Anyway. So this is like just a kind of formatting which I use. So you can see here it is the current page, and in the action we have used the same page. So if you are using get attribute, all the data which has been mentioned in these controls will be passed with the URL and will be visible over the networks, and it will be visible in the browser as well. For example, my name is AJ and passwords can be anything. So if I click on submit, so you can see this was the page. This is full name AJ, the passkey is test, and submit button is submit details. You can skip this submit button details because it doesn't have any user data, and if you would not like to see the submit button as the value passed in the URL, so we'll click on back, we'll refresh, and we'll again click on test, and then we click on submit. So now here the passkey is test, and that particular the submit details has gone, because anything which doesn't have an attribute name will not be passed in the submit function of the browser. And second thing what we were going to I was going to show you was the post attribute. So now you are seeing here as these details passed as the parameters, we call them the parameters. And if we click on back, I'll click on refresh, and then I'll put the password, and if I click on submit, you'll see this page has again loaded, the text data has gone, but it is not visible in the URL. So if you want to send any secure details over the URL, and you want to communicate through the different pages or to the web browser or to the server, sorry, then you can use the post method. Or if you want to send some unencrypted text, or the text which should not be secured, or you want it to be seen by the user, you can use this you can use the get method of the forms to communicate over the web. And this was all for today, I suppose. And there's one more thing I would like you all to know, that there is a limit of certain characters in this get, but there is no limit of characters to be passed in the post one. So depends upon your usage and your perception of how to use these methods. And if you like anything specific to be explained in the tutorials, you can pass in the comments. I'll try and cover that in the next tutorial. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching the video. And once again, if you want to watch all the tutorials from us, you can visit exire.com. Kindly subscribe if you wish to receive the future updates from the YouTube regarding this channel, and also share if you wish to spread the information and knowledge among others, as we do. Thanks a lot for your support. Have a nice day. Bye bye.